Hi, it's Neha. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and the like button as well. Today I am making banana pies, or in Mauritius we call it Tarte Banane. So let's get started. I have 6 bananas, and what you want to do is peel them and cut them up as well. So remove all of this, clean it. And you want to make sure that your bananas are ripe for this, so then it doesn't taste tangy. This recipe makes about 12 small pies. And especially if you are bored with banana muffins and banana breads, this is amazing. Once you have your bananas all cut up, we will be putting that in the pan here and frying it up a little bit. So what you want actually is for it to melt, and then I'll show you here in a bit that we will be mashing up the bananas as well. So let's put it in. You really want to soften up these bananas. So after letting the bananas just melt a little bit here, just heating up, I am putting in a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Okay, and now we are going to turn down the heat a little bit, and you really want to let that just melt. And you want to add a teaspoon of vanilla. As the bananas are softening up, I am taking my potato masher, and you really want to mash up that banana, just because that you don't want big clumps in the pies. So with the tarte banane or banana pie, I am making my own pie crust. So I do have 2 cups of flour here and a cup of butter. And you want these butter to be cold as your fridge is. And you want to put this in. I do have unsalted butter. The trick with this dough is that you want to keep it cool. You want to keep it cold. So this is why we're using the cold butter, and it's the same exact dough that we used for the Napolitan as well. And this one, so when you are blending everything in together, you want to make sure that all of that flour, that dry flour, is all mixed in and incorporated in with the dough. I am putting in about 4 tablespoons of water, just because this dough can be very tricky. But I am putting in about 1 tablespoon of this cold water at a time, just so that I know I can feel how soft this dough is while I'm kneading it. After kneading the dough, I am covering it up with saran wrap and keeping it in the fridge for about 10 minutes. Just because that we have been playing with this dough for quite a while, that butter actually melted. So that's why keeping it in the fridge every single time that you're using this is the best for this dough. Once the dough is ready, I am cutting it into halves, and then we'll start working with this dough. Working with a dough that just has flour, butter, and a little bit of water, it can be very tricky. It can get stuck to your rolling pin if you're rolling the dough without anything in between. So this is the reason why I'm adding in the parchment paper, so that it makes it even easier and it doesn't break apart or anything like that. And the parchment paper works perfectly for this. As you can see here, it works perfectly. There's nothing attached to the rolling pin and it's not breaking apart or anything like that. And you want to make sure that you are rolling it flat. You don't want it too thick, but you don't want it too thin either. If not, it will burn in the oven. So with this, you want to make sure that you have the perfect thickness for your pie crust. As you can see here, I am feeling the dough to see if it is bumpy. You will have to make sure that the dough is flat and to the right thickness. So just keep rolling, flipping the dough on the other side if needed, and honestly, just work with it. Once you are satisfied with this, you can keep it in the fridge for another 10 minutes. Again, just because we've been working with this dough quite a bit, the butter is melted. You'll want to do the same thing for the second one as well. Again, just keep it light, keep it simple, and just keep rolling. I am using a large muffin tray for my pies and lining this tray with butter. So after doing so, I will be putting this tray in the fridge. So after 10 minutes, you can take out your dough from the fridge. And as you can see here, I'm only using one of them at a time. And I am tracing my bowl on here because I do know that this bowl actually works perfectly for that muffin tray. So you can use whatever bowl that you feel like and you know that's the right size. And with this recipe, I know that it makes about 12 pies in that muffin tray. So I do know that I do need the 12 circles. And then later on, we'll be working on the covering for the pies. So just keep on doing your little rounds or little circles with these. Once I am done with this dough, I am putting it all back together because you want to reuse this. And honestly, I know it doesn't seem like much, but I did get 12 little pies out of these doughs. So working with this dough, it's very repetitive. So what I mean by this is that once we have all the little circles that we need for our trays or whatever you're using, I am working with the dough and then I am going to roll the dough out again and then put it back in the fridge. So every time that you're working with this dough, just because the warmth in our hand and we're really working with that dough, all that butter actually just melts with the dough. So that's why you really want to keep this cold. I know I am repeating myself, but that's the best way to work with this dough. Cold. And after putting my first dough in the fridge, I am taking out my second dough and working with this one. So again, make your circles, make your dough size that you need for your trays, and again, repetitive from there. But the key is to keep that dough in the fridge just so that it doesn't break apart, fall apart, or anything like that. So this part I think is my favorite part. Just because now we are actually seeing some improvements with this, and I am taking one of my pie dough and I'm putting it in the little hole. And you do want to make sure that you're not breaking it, and you really want to be gentle with this. But again, because it is cold, it will really work with you. All right, so let's welcome back our little banana mixture. Long time no see. With this pie mixture, let's fill up those pie doughs. So just like the process that we've been doing with the round pie doughs, I am doing the same thing with the top of the pie, just because we want to cover it up and make it pretty and such. So I am taking a knife and slicing that dough just to make a little strings or little lines for the cover. So we're almost at the finish line, you guys. And let's turn up that oven at 350 Fahrenheit, and we'll be baking these pies for about 25 minutes. While doing this, I did notice that my pies actually stayed pretty light compared to other pies that I've seen. And the reason for this is because they add in a egg wash on top of the pies. But for me, I didn't. So instead of doing that, I put my oven up to broil and I left it in there for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then it gave it that nice color on top. So this is the final product of the Tarte Banane. And let me tell you, it is delicious. I did steal one and eat it. So this is my take on the banana pie. And please do subscribe, like, and thank you for watching.